Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining Create with Dee. I'm Dee Slater, a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Welcome to my channel and my Thursday at noon live class. If you're new to me, welcome aboard. Glad that you found me. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for following me and coming back for some more creative fun with paper crafting. As always, I invite you to subscribe to my channel and please do like, comment, share this video if there's anything in here that you like. I'm from Northeast Indiana, a little bit north of Fort Wayne, Indiana. If you'd like, in the comments, let me know where you're watching from. Okay, so today I have a few little announcements before we get started. One, if you need a new annual catalog from Stampin' Up! And you're currently not working with another demonstrator, please reach out to me. You can go ahead and message me here. You can find me on Facebook and contact me that way as well. But if you need a catalog, please let me know. It'll be free to you to send out. I just need to have a quick little conversation with you and we'll be all set. Hi, Doreen. Good morning. So again, if you're a customer of mine, if you purchased within the last 6 months, you've got a catalog coming your way automatically from Stampin' Up! They said to look for it about mid or like before the 1st of May. Ugh, forget that all out. Okay. Also, a little bit of while people are getting notifications, I thought I'd give a little shout out to my next class that you could sign up for. This is going to be more of a masculine class. I loved this textured paper that we have here. So these are the same 2 cards. I just used the opposite sides of the paper. So if you're on my newsletter or on Facebook, there'll be opportunities to sign up for that. I will be doing a video class on this too, but if you want to get the craft along, the kit to do at home, please let me know. Okay, so that's going to be an upcoming class that you can either watch or get the goodies for. And let's see. Let's see. At the time of this video, a week from this Saturday, which is April 12th, over on my Facebook page, if you go to Create with Dee and go under my events tab, I will be having a free event to watch. It's the Lovely Garden Mega Class. Thank you for all of you that signed up to get the kit to go. We're going to have a lot of fun. It's free to watch. It'll also be on the videos eventually will be up on YouTube. And so lots of ways of getting creativity with the Lovely Garden Suite that's an online exclusive. Okay, I think that is all of the housekeeping. Let's turn the camera around and we'll get making this beautiful set of cards that's so easy to make. Alrighty, so here's our project that we're going to do here today. We are going to reevaluate masking. So maybe it's been a little bit since you've used the masking paper. Maybe you've never done it. And so I made some really pretty, quite honestly, simple set of cards. As you can see, it's just basic layering and a little sparkle. But I thought I'd just either do a reminder or maybe you've never seen how masking paper worked and you always wanted to know. So this is a great opportunity for that. All right, let me get things put aside as I go. So I also was thinking, if you are a beginner stamper, card maker, and you're building your collections and your tools and accessories, I thought I had you in mind with this, as well as like those of us that probably have all of this. But if you're just getting started, some of the things that I recommend is getting the color collections. So today we're going to embrace and use the Subtles collection. The Subtles collection is more of a pastel line of colors. You can get, and down here, you can order an assortment of these. So you can get an assorted of cardstock. And if you want all of these at once, you can just use one number and order the ink pads and the assorted paper. So that's what we're going to use. So I'm embracing the colors from the Subtle collection. I'm using Petal Pink. Oops, what's that one? Lemon Lolly. I have the other name on it. Seafoam Green, Pool Party, and Balmy Blue. And then to pop our stamp, I'm using black Memento ink to really show that. All right, so what is masking paper? So when you order masking paper, it comes in a little package like this. And you have, whoops, there went my light. You get 12 sheets of paper. So you got lots of things to play around with. One side is going to be smooth. The other side has a line on it. So when you peel it off, you can peel off the mask and it's sticky. So think of a big Post-it note, only that there's, instead of just the adhesive up on the top, you have all of it. Now, what's different from masking paper and adhesive sheets is that this is intended to be removable. Adhesive sheets are permanent. This is a removable adhesive. So that's the difference. And again, you have this little center seam on here to help you peel. Okay, so that's that. And we're going to start out by making this butterfly. This is from the Beautiful Butterfly bundle. So I'm just going to be using the stamp sets because, again, what I wanted to, well, for the images here, because I really was thinking, like, how can you quickly make some cards but add some interest to it as well. So I'm using the Beautiful Butterflies, and I'm also using blending brushes. So you can use, and so I just end up dedicating a color per brush. And I've got a couple of sets of these so I can really get into it. But if you're just getting started, you can use a dauber, a sponge, whatever that you want. And actually, I'm going to need a little bit of scrap paper to put under that. Hang on just a second. All right. So for this first technique that we're going to do, we are going to rip our masking paper. Okay, so let me get what we need here. So the layering pieces that I'm using here is basic white. This is 5 by 3 3/4, and then a matting black cardstock of 4 by 5 1/4, and then a typical card base 8 1/2 by 5 1/2. So I'm going to take the smaller of our white, and this again is 3 3 3/4 by 5. And I'm literally going to rip our masking paper. Now typically I want my masking paper in this particular technique to be longer than my cardstock. You don't have to, it just makes it easier. So I'm literally just going to rip and tear, and I'm kind of purposely maybe getting a little bit of a wave action. And then I'm going to actually do one more. You could just go ahead and use the one, but for timing of the video, I'm going to do 2. Okay, and I'm going to show how you can use this as well. So if you wanted to use the edge, you could, or you could use that. All right, so as you saw that there was a seam on it. So one of these is going to have a seam, and that's going to be easy enough to find. And I'm going to start with taping so that just the middle is exposed. Now on this one that doesn't have the seam, you do have to get it started, you know, like, so if you're ripping it, you can kind of find one of those edges and go in like this. Okay. Oop. All right. So by having it a little longer, whoops, wrong one. That was the backing. By having it a little longer, it also anchors down your paper that you're working with. Okay. Okay, so like I said, it's removable. So like it'll peel up and you can reposition it. Okay. So what I'm going to do for this is I'm kind of going to do an ombre color here. So I'm going to start with the darkest and work my way to the lightest in kind of a rainbow fashion. So I'm going to start with my balmy blue. And you could sew, everybody, you could sew do this just with one color, you know, if you're just getting started. All right, so I've got my blending brush, and I'm really going to get it on here. And I'm just going to go kind of up and down. So masking is just that. You're masking off a section that you want to cover up. You're masking it. All right, so I'm going to have all of these open here for a while. So let me just get them open. Get my trash. Okay. So now I'm going to take my pool party. And I'll get my other one. Just kind of blend those in. So we are using our blending brushes. I just feel like I'm going to run out of room here. Soft sea foam. Get my green one that's dedicated. So sorry for the jiggle. Soft sea foam is so light that you might not think that you even have any on there. So it's kind of a little tricky color as far as to see, but it's a super light green. Little lemon lolly. So I'm just kind of following the rainbow. And then lastly, petal pink. Okay, so let's see what we have here. So when I peel this up, and just go slow. Look at that nice crisp line. Okay, so be careful when you do the end, because we're going to reuse that. Just put this off to the side for a second. And then the same thing with our other one, we'll reveal it. So let me know in the comments if you've ever used masking paper before. And if so, how do you use it? Okay, so look at this, beautiful. Love that. So if you wanted to, you could stop right now and do some stamping of your focal image. So if you wanted to, you could come in and just have the one strip. But I thought I'd show you like the next level up on that. And that is, let's drop this down a little more. So we're masking a second time using the same strips that we use for ripping. And just kind of open this up a little bit. And if you wanted to, you could kind of make little tick marks so that they might be even on both ends, but I'm not going to worry about that because this is kind of a fun creative outlet. I'm going to do the same thing and go over what I just did. This is going to allow a little dark and light action. So masking is such a great way of really feeling a little artsy without having to do a lot of work. So that was the balmy blue. Here comes the pool party. I'm just going back and forth, kind of blending it in as I go. I can kind of shut this one up. I feel like I'm going to end up having it on my hands or something, or in my arm. All right, so I've got my sea foam, soft sea foam. I'm just kind of going right over it. I think this one actually might need re-inked a little bit. Oh, pretty. And now I'm going to get my lemon lolly. Again, I'm just kind of choosing to do a rainbow kind of effect. The graduated colors. That was lemon lolly. Now coming in with petal pink again. So far, nothing too hard, right? It's just a matter of doing a little inking up on something that blends, whether it's the brushes, a sponge, a dauber. Daubers can be a little tricky because sometimes you get that round circle. Each time is going to look a little different. Now, if you wanted to, you could keep going with this. You saw that I used it 2 times already, but you could just keep going. If you do want to use this, what I found is if you get some wax or parchment paper and put it on that, it helps keep the shapes flat. But I'm all done with this. I'm going to go ahead and throw that away. But you can use it time and time again until there's no more stickiness on it. Oh my gosh. Look how beautiful this is. I love it. Love it, love it. Okay, let me show you how gorgeous that is. I lost my light. Let's see here. Got a little shadow. Oh my gosh. Right there, it makes me feel like an artist, and I really didn't even do anything. Now, if you notice here, I'll give you a little tip. There is a little bit of the masking tape that is kind of left over here. That's okay. It's just a residue on it. You can take either a clean eraser from a pencil, not one that's got any lead that you've already used. And I like to use these mono sand erasers. And you can just kind of take off any of that adhesive. And you just keep doing that until there's no more. But a clean pencil eraser will do the job as well. Okay, I'll get rid of that. All right, so now we have this canvas to do anything that we want to. What I want to do is take a huge focal image, and in this case, it's the largest butterfly from Beautiful Butterflies. And I'm going to take my Memento ink, and I'm really going to ink this up. My ink pad's getting so dry. Let me get that. All of my stuff needs re-inked like you wouldn't believe. You think I would be ready. Okay, so now I'm going to put this down. I'm going to put it down just a little bit because I'm going to leave room for the sentiment. Sorry if my head gets in the road. I think that looks good. And press. Love it. Now on these black images, I do have another tip. Sometimes if you don't get like perfect contact with these larger ones, grab a black marker. This is my little tip here. And I'm going to fill in where it didn't re-ink so well. And this is only because right now the re-inker for the Tuxedo Black is on back order. It's coming in soon. There. Don't know any differently. All right, so I'm going to also make this a birthday card. So I'm going to just stamp my happy birthday. That's part of that stamp set, Beautiful Butterflies. Pardon my head. I normally kind of stand up and stamp. Let's see how good I can do on the camera. Not too bad. Okay, so with just some masking tape and black ink and a little bit off center, I've made this beautiful, simple card. And let's go ahead and we'll finish this card up. So what I like to do on these, because again, if you've got basic supplies, you probably have your black cardstock and your basic white cardstock. And so again, I'm going to mat this on a 4 by 5 1/4 matting piece. Got a brand new liquid glue here, ready to go. I'm all thumbs here today. All right, so we're just gonna put a little liquid glue. I love my green glue. Always gives me that wiggle room that I'm looking for. Look how the matting it on black really pops it. And then I'm going to pull one of the cardstocks. This is Pool Party from our Subtles assortment, or if you have a full pack of it. But again, if you're just getting started, you might want to do the assorted pack to see which colors you graduate or that you gravitate towards, and then you can always order a full pack of that color. And I'll put this down. And then if we wanted to add a little bling, which we do, I have the shiny sequences. And let's add a few of those. You wouldn't have to, but I'm going to here. And let's see, we've used the green. We've got the yellow. Let's see, put that over here. Didn't quite have that centered, but that's okay. Oops, I already did that one. And let's do an orange. So just a little sparkle and we're done. But that's how you can do, this is a masking technique once, which is doing the strips. Okay, that's card number 1. let's go ahead and we'll do another one. And then you can do the same, like if you wanted to, you could do a little masking for the inside of the card and jazz that up as well. Okay, so that's card number 1. What do you think? Let me know. Let me know. All right, our second card is we're going to have it so we've got a die cut. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a frame and a frame mask and then just color on the inside only. Okay. So for that, what I did is, I've cut down a mask and it comes 5 inches by 7, I believe. Yes, it's a 5 by 7. So I'm keeping the 5-inch side and I'm cutting it at 4. And what I'm going to do is you can take like a rectangle shape. This is from the Textured Rectangles. And, you can die cut that out. Or if you want to, you can go to your trimmer and just come in like, so far on each side and you can trim out a rectangle. I'm going to go to my die cutting machine and die cut out the center. So, because again, I'm looking to make a frame out of my masking paper. Okay, so I'm going to die cut off camera here. And you can use any shape that you want. Now, here's another, masking paper that you can use for some other purpose. And let's go ahead and we're going to use 3 3/4 by 5 on all of these. And I'm going to go ahead and peel off the backing to make my frame. Alrighty. And so I do want to have this be somewhat centered. So this is 5 inches. So that's the, I can line up the sides. It's going to have a little overhang. So there's the 5-inch. I'm going to do a little overhang. Maybe that was too much of an overhang. This is the trickiest part of this. I'm not worried that that came apart. Slow. Go really slowly. Let me just put this off to the side. I'm not worried that I've got to redo it. I'm just going to go ahead and slowly peel this off. Okay. So this is real life. This is what might happen to you. So actually this is a great example. Maybe I cut it exactly down. Let me see what I did. Let me just put this down. Oh, I did. So I cut the mask down to the size that I'm working with so I can cover it exactly. So I cut this down to a 5 by 3 3/4. On my first sample one, I did not do that. And then I thought, well, I'll do it for this one. Okay, here we go. Put this up. There we go. Awesome. Okay, so cut it down to size. And we're going to do the same thing as far as kind of the ombre, but I'm only going to choose 3 of the colors. So this time I've got the edges mask off and I'm just going to be coloring the inside. Just like we did on the ripping, but this time it's going to have a specific shape. And I'm going to hold this up to the light. It's pretty good. Might be off just a little bit. So just to kind of show you that you can do different things, I'm coming in at an angle. Sorry for the wiggle. Okay, so I'm going to come in like this, as far down as what you want. Now I'm going to go to our petal pink. You could do the whole background the same color. I'm just really embracing all of our subtles. At the time of the video, it's spring. And boy, are we getting the spring storms too. It's kind of crazy. We've been having tornado watches and hail and everything else. And I know a lot of the country is experiencing the same thing. So I hope everybody's been okay. And now with the lemon lolly down at the bottom. And then, you know, you've got your blending brushes, so you can kind of blend all of that in. You can re-ink or not re-ink. It's going to kind of press hard. Okay. All right, so let's see what cutting out the sample and making a frame looks like. Again, just go slow. And again, I'm not going to save these. I'm not going to redo it. So this is how you can get the inside, make a little frame with your masking paper. Just find an area that you can lift off. There we go. Might need to take your pick tool just to get you started. Get underneath of that. Sometimes when it, like again, just go slow when you're unpeeling. It is removable. And there we go. We've got a cute little inside focal point. Get out of the shadow there on it. All right, so let's continue with making our focal images be used in black. Got our black memento, tuxedo black. Butterflies from the Beautiful Butterflies stamp set, and go off a little bit or stamp off of the image there. And this one's going to be like just to let somebody know that you're thinking of them. Maybe they're going through a little something. The black against the pastels really pop both of the colors. And then this has this cute little speckle. And we're just going to add a few little dots. So sweet. So sweet, just using basic layering. So I'm going to come in with the same, all of these have the same measurements. The base again is 3 3/4 by 5, layered on a 4 by 5 1/4. And this time I'm going to be using, oops, that's why I like liquid glue. I can zhuzh it around a little bit. And this time my base is that soft seafoam. It's just such a nice, pretty, so soft green on it. And again, we're just doing some simple layering. Cardstock, all you need is white and black. Try out the Subtles collection, get a nice variety pack, and see what you like. And then again, add some bling. So that's the second way of doing it, is you can make a little frame on your card. So cute, I love it. Okay, our last one is when you're feeling, I'm gonna call it like, this is a double mask. And I'm calling it that way because we are going to, like before, we had this piece that we cut out, and I'm going to use it for something else. But this time, what I'm going to do, and I am going to use a die that's with the Beautiful Butterfly collection. That's the die that's called Beautiful Butterflies. I'm actually going to use the die cut image and the outside image, and we're kind of going to do a double mask technique. So again, I'm going to go and die cut that out. And I will come back at the end and show you how you can use punches on this too. So you don't, like if you have punches instead of dies, you can so do a lot of these techniques. Okay, so I've got my little butterfly. I'm going to put it off to the side and use that later. And let's get our white base on this. All right, so first what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the whole entire thing here as a mask and just expose the middle like we did on the previous one. Okay, so let me get this here. Trickiest part is getting this centered. I'm going to go with this. Okay, so I have the center exposed and I'm going to use the petal pink background. And so for here, I just want to use the petal pink for the inside. And so I'm just going to use the solid color to highlight this image. Okay, so I'm just doing some circles. Just want to create that shape. Okay, so I think that's all that I need for that. Let me put this off to the side. So now, just like we had before, isolated that image so that I could mask around it. Go slow, especially to reuse it. I would say that you can get probably a good 2, maybe 3 uses out of each of these. Again, you just don't want them to curl up on yourself. So that's why like having parchment paper or something to put them on would work. Okay, so let's look at the sample. Now you might be thinking, well, Dee, how did you add color around your butterfly here? We're going to go ahead and use the inside piece now that we die cut, and we're going to mask over this blended ink image that we have on here. So I'm going to find the end. So now what you can use your masking is to cover up an image or part of your paper. And now we're going to do that same blending technique all around, only this time I don't have to worry about anything else other than just masking off what we just did. So this is probably a little step up thing on masking. So we kind of did a double mask. We masked off to create our inside color. And now I really wanted the blue. I want it to pop the color around the butterfly. Okay, so I'm going to kind of just really press hard and get a nice contrasting color. Okay. All right, so I'm going to keep that down and I'm going to keep moving outward with my color palette. Okay, so that was with Balmy Blue, coming in with Pool Party. Now I'm just kind of going on the outside of that. Again, I want my card set to kind of have the same look as far as like the feel of a somewhat of a rainbow or a graduated color look to it. Okay, that's that one. I'm going to save the orange for last on this one. Soft sea foam green. So this is just such a pretty background that we're creating on here with our blends, with our, not our blends, but our blending brushes. Okay, I think that's good. Coming in with the yellow, and I want to save my my petal pink for last because I have the petal pink underneath here and I want it to be on the outside. Okay, Lemon Lolly. Gonna come in like this. There's absolutely no right or wrong how this looks. It's what's kind of fun and artistic about it. And then now I'm coming in with the petal pink, giving it that last little coordinating look here on the corners. And I shouldn't say the look, but the colors. It's just going to have this little rainbow kind of watercolor look to it. So again, however it turns out, it's going to be wonderful. Okay, so now for the big reveal. All right, so now we'll take off the mask. And now we have a solid color that's not white underneath here, and this can be another focal image of some sort that you might want to use. So I'm going to put our hello in the middle of this one. Oh, before I do that, whoops, and this is great. You can always come back in and remask. So I want to keep that down because I want to stamp some of our butterflies, what will look like it's behind it. Let me get this lined up. Okay, so just using the other butterfly image in there. This is the one that's in flight. Let's do some stamping around that. So kind of, I'm purposely stamping on the mask. And we'll just kind of have our butterflies all over the place here. Kind of reminds me of when you see those migrations of monarchs. Oops. And let's see, I guess that's good. And then I'm going to take that little circle thing and we'll fill in some of the blank areas. Again, I'm going to keep my mask of the butterfly down while I do this, just so that I don't inadvertently get anything. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Well, maybe one more here. Okay, one more. All right, now we're ready to do the reveal. So then we've got the mask we've got the butterflies behind that, or so it looks like. And now I'm going to stamp the simple sentiment hello right in the middle here. So now we have like a butterfly image, but it's all flat. And then just like the other ones, I'm going to use the black layering piece to really pop it. Sometimes when you have a dark layer that can really that will pick up a color from the inside, that border can really pop the lighter colors, as we talked about. And I've got from my Subtles cardstock assorting pack, got the petal pink this time. It's kind of like the focal color, again, to tie them all in. But see how much fun we can have with like the assorted packs. So you've got the collection, the color collections that Stampin' Up! Gives us, subtles, brights, neutrals, the end colors, regals. So you can really start building your collection without too much hassle. And there we go. Again, add a little bling on that if you wanted to for a little sparkle. And that's it. Let me bring in all of the other cards that we made here today. I'll turn the camera around. Well, I hope you enjoyed revisiting how to use your masking paper, or maybe you've never tried it before. And you can, see all of the different ways that you can do it. Oh, I was going to share with you about punching. So if you have your punches, you can do that same thing with your masking. You don't need a die cut. You can do circle punches, any of your shaped punches. And you can do that same technique that we did here. And do the same thing without it necessarily being, what do I say? You don't have to always have the die cuts. You can use your circles and your other like kind of label shapes to do that too. All right. Let's see if there's any more questions or comments. I don't see any. All right, everybody. If there's anything in this video that you like, please do give this a like or a thumbs up, and leave me a comment if you're watching the replay. And I hope that everybody has a great day. Thanks for watching. Happy crafting. Bye-bye.